Hi everyone. I'm just doing a demonstration of a robin ink study. A customer wants a commission and they've asked me to do this robin here. It won't look that much like the original, so you know we're using some artistic license on that to make it our own. So I've got my brushes here. I've got my little palette here, and on my palette, my paper has got a black ground in my splatter technique for the abstralism. I've got some teal, some yellow ochre, and probably some kind of brown, or raw umber type brown. Actually, I'm missing some of that. So I'm going actually for the robin itself. I'm using some Van Dyke brown, some yellow ochre, some tangerine orange, and some regular orange. With this one I'm not going to use red because I think the oranges and the yellow ochres will work best with the background there. And then I've got some teal here, and a moment ago I poured some boiling water to try and get the lid loose on this one, which is blue black, which is rather nice. And I'll need a little bit of that just to knock back some of these colours later on. So today I think I'm going to start with my washes. I've got water here. I'm going to start with my washes, thin, and then add and add and add. And I'm going to start with the brights because I need those nice and clean, so I need a clean brush. And then we'll work into the browns. And I'm going to leave this chest here with this effect here. I won't add any white, I'm just going to leave that. I might add a tiny bit of yellow ochre there. And then the leaves, I'm going to decide later what I'm going to do with the leaves, but they won't be bright green as you can see in either you saw a minute ago in the leaves. I'm going to make those this kind of teal brown colour. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to start with my brights. So I'm going to go in with the orange. It's going to be very bright, but won't look that bright when it's got the brown mixed in. Also, you can thin it out a little bit at the edges with some water to take the edges. It's a very warm day here. It's May and it's going to be 19 degrees and I'm in my conservatory. I'm going to take the dark, see that was lovely. I'm going to take that dark tangerine colour around the eye. And if you put a bit of water in the places you want it to go, it will spread where you want it to go. This is rather a delicate piece. Lately I've been working on more on kind of abstracts and oil paintings. I think I'm quite seasonal with my painting. I prefer to do this kind of work in the winter time, and I prefer to do oils which can dry quicker in the summer. Okay, for the moment, that's a couple of dots at the edges here. I think that's going to be left like that. Let's see how it dries, and then I can always add some more afterwards. So we'll leave the eye for later. So we need to mix a little bit of this tangerine in with the browns, because I don't want, usually this colour will come in the natural world. The colours cross over into the creature. It's not like separate areas. I hope that makes sense. So mixing the tangerine into the brown is the right thing to do for the composition as well. Now it's going, unlike the picture, it's going a little bit more reddy orange. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow ochre into it. I might just kind of knock it a little bit. Yeah, that works. So down here. Okay. It's going to need a couple of layers, so I want to make this thinner, so I can have some control over the lights and darks later. It's drying so fast, look at that. leaving me some dark bold patches. Okay. Tail. Lovely little tail. Doing that quite light now. Pick up some colour from there, drag it across. Looking at my picture all the time. My eyes are going up and down. You can't see it, but I'm looking at it constantly. This lovely bluish colour that's coming underneath is very helpful here. Soften it off a little. It was going a bit too harsh because of the heat. A bit too harsh up there as well. Soften those edges a bit. That's it. Nice. Tiny bit of the brown lifted and taken down. Okay, we need some more yellow ochre. So I put some water there a minute ago, and because I don't want really, it's fluffy down here, so I just want little marks that spread here. Nice. And then under the tail a little. I need to put a bit of water there. Under the tail a bit. Although it does make it look a bit like it's weed itself. Don't like that. Get rid of that. Yeah. Let's not have a wee or poo mark on its tail. Right. Little bit of yellow ochre up here, and now it's dried. Goodness me. It's dried quick. Well, just to give it a, just to soften the orange off a little, and some direct yellow ochre onto the brown where it's warmer in the picture. Yeah, that works. I'm always brushing in the direction of where the feathers would go. The lie of the feathers, and that's where, you know, general knowledge of how creatures fur works. I've got about this far so far. I'm doing ink leaves now, so I'll carry on. I was talking about making the leaves not too strong and overpowering. And I've mixed teal with yellow ochre with some sepia to make this green, and it kind of fits nicely. A bit more teal, but it will fit nicely with this colour I've done here. So I'm adding water quite a lot to what I've got here. I don't want it too strong. I want it about the robin, not about the leaves. But we do need a bit of contrast under the belly to underneath here, so that we can show where the belly of the robin is. And there's a foot there too, yeah, put in, but it's kind of going to disappear with this bit of dark I'm adding. But we need this to contrast with that belly and make the robin look as if it's nice and round and plump. So a little bit of a hint of kind of colour here. Hint of something going on. Just gives us that edge to the body of the robin. And then we could carry on this leaf here. Bit of water. I'm really sorry you missed out on that last bit I was doing. Don't know what happened really. And just drag that down a little bit down here. So I made this leaf up because I was talking about balance and there's like a triangle going on here, and this leaf was missing, but by adding it, it gives the picture balance. And this one doesn't really exist that strongly, so it's got a lot of snow on it, but I think I'm going for one that has less snow in this picture, more about whole leaves, maybe a hint of snow. We've got this problem of under the bum of the here, trying not to make it look like it's going to the toilet or something, with like having a leaf. So by doing that, we're going to have to make it blocked right under the bum, and make it nice and strong underneath there, so there's no room for any misunderstandings. I didn't intend to go quite so strong with this, but I've realised I need that contrast against the body. Yeah. Oh, I've just done something wrong. There's a bit that goes under the tail there that I've just made green. Silly. I don't think anyone will notice. Only me and you. So just here, maybe I will just go in a little bit stronger just there. Yeah, that'll work. And then just here, it's got a bit of white under its tail. Just a hint of something beyond, watered down. And then up behind, now I'm a bit worried about how strong that is. I think we need to really water that down. I want it to be very soft at the top and then drift into a stronger colour at the bottom. Oh, that's nice. So, showing the edge of the bird here. Hi, back again. Taking video has been overheating my phone, and I've just had to put it in the fridge for 5 minutes, which I'm sure you're not supposed to, but it's not coping with the generating the heat that it is. Okay, so this is dried out now, and basically I'll now be adding into it for tonal value. So I'll just show you. Still quite, to my mind, quite flat at the moment. So it needs some softening in some places and improving in others. Look, my inks are all drying out as well, to sort that out. So up here needs to be softened a little with a little bit of yellow ochre over the top of the dark. I'll show you in a second. There we go, that's a lot better. And a bit of around the eye, it's a lot lighter, so I'm going to use the yellow ochre for that lightness in its pure form. And then just breaking into these areas here, just blocking in a bit. I would think this is a little bit strong here, so we can just go over that with the ochre. Makes it a little bit green. We need to adapt that slightly more blue if we can, without, no, more green obviously, if you add blue into the yellow ochre. No, too strong. Teal is too powerful. It obviously had some brown into it, or black, or blue brown, blue black even. Getting it all done now. Okay, blue black, and trying to make it kind of a grey for up round. Oh, orange on there. Just test it. So this has got sepia and blue black in it. That's better. Because it's not white up there, is it? A bit more sepia. Too dark. Knock that off a bit. There we go, it's better. At the edge of the robin, the hairs tend to get darker, so giving it more of a round effect. Up at the edge. Oops, a bit dark. Well, a little bit darker than I would like. Maybe water it down a little. And then start building in some hair marks on there. Dark at the edge. Okay, bit down here. If in doubt, add a bit more water. You can always make the colours stronger, but you can't really take it away without, unless you're mopping it up with a tissue. The edges are quite strong there, I don't like that. A little bit of tissue mopping. Cool. A bit darker there. And put this. Sound of concentration. I normally like to talk. There's a bit of white there. I'm going to be careful not to get rid of the detail. I need I got rid of the detail, as I said not to. So there we go, that's better. Colour's good. Now I'm going to take that tail colour and use that in the claws. Don't want too much shine on these claws. I just want them to be, because I want this to be the focus, so if I put too much shine down there it draws your attention to that area. Then I think we need a little bit of that colour just popping into the belly at the edge up here, the top edge, because of the, you want to keep it a round belly, so you need it darker under the wing and moving away to be lighter. Then it's too white there, so we need a bit of that. Oh, it's gone. It's so strong, the heat today. Okay. Need a little bit, let's see if we've made the right. Yeah, a little bit of this grey blue. Sepia with the blue black. Yeah, I like that. And then a little bit in the belly, just a couple of flecks underneath. Interestingly, there's some shadow going on the bum. Watered down version of that colour. It's nice and soft. A little bit of that up there. Yeah, that's better, I think. Is it? No. There comes a point where you start to faff and you know that you should probably leave it alone. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take some of that blue black and add it into the holly. Little. And earlier I'd made the point of saying I wanted it lighter up there, otherwise we were going to lead the eye straight off. So we want to focus on this area, so a lighter colour and then darker around the body to really focus in. But it's good to draw on colours that you've used in the body into the items around. It ties it together nicely. So, where else? Maybe there, that's not right there. Maybe there. And there. Okay, now there were some berries up here, but I've decided against putting them in because if I put red berries, that's red, then I'd have to put patches of it all over. I think just having the holly. Now, probably just work on that red breast a little. Just with the tangerine orange, and layers of that orange will just make it look red, but in a more brilliant tight red. If that makes sense. Lovely. Really pleased with this one. It's lovely. Just got to do that eye again. Just to looking at the pattern on the robin, a little bit strong there. Too much of a line there. Don't want a line. Okay. Now I haven't really done this branch. Should probably do that bit. It's a real mix of colours, this branch. Got greens in there, browns, all sorts. Ochres. Try and keep it in keeping with the robin, really. Very watered down versions of these colours. Now this is a bit strange now. Like a poop. So I need to do something about that. I think I'm just going to do a thicker brush and get a wash of that kind of funny green that we made with all the colours together. Just make sure it's right, not too bright. It's too bright. I need to get some sepia. Don't want too much colour on my brush. That's it. Just gonna do a hint of the Holly can because it's behind, it shouldn't be lighter, it should be darker. So underneath that leaf. Better. Okay. Got a bit stronger with those greens than I intended, but you have to just roll with it and see what happens in the end. What works for the composition. The end of that branch isn't working for me, so I always go back to the eye as the last thing. So I'm putting blue on my sepia. It's better than adding black because it gives it life. It's just not flat, it's more rounded looking. So that was sepia underneath and then black as a hint on, sorry, blue black or blue as a hint on top. There is a highlight around the eye, but you have to wait for that to dry, and then to do the highlight would be in yellow ochre. So I just wash this and dry it completely before we delve into the yellow ochre. So all I'm going to do is add, as the final stage, a tiny bit of yellow ochre under the eye just to give it that lift, and we're done. I hope you enjoyed that, and see you again soon.